Nearly 2 years after opening its doors in La Crosse, the retail space at the Grand River Station still remains empty.
News 8's Pauline Lee looked into why it's taken so long to find a tenant and how close the spaces are to getting filled.
Well, the more than 12,000 square feet of retail space at the Grand River Station presents some challenges unique to just about any other storefront that's vacant in the city. But it's all about timing and finding the right tenant.
Any new retail spot, the first person is the hardest.
Nearly 2 years have passed, and the retail spaces at Grand River Station are still waiting for their first tenants to come along.
The build out for any new kind of raw space like that is substantial, so you really have to have a tenant who's willing to sign, a 5 to 10 year lease, not really a year lease. So it's a little hard to find a tenant who wants to commit to a 10-year lease.
Ted Matcom is the development manager of Gorman & Company, a housing development business that signed a 10-year lease with the city 3 years ago for the 2 spots. The company is in charge of finding the tenants, but with paying $65,000 a year and no takers so far, the company is losing money.
We were close with somebody that didn't work out, but we do have 2 prospects right now that I do feel pretty good about.
Casey Weiss of Access Commercial Real Estate has been working with Gorman & Company since this fall to fill the spaces. He says it's all about timing.
I mean, the economic timing, I think, is the biggest thing, but the other issue is, tenants that come down here looking for space are having a little bit of trouble getting financing for new businesses still. We're seeing that, in the market with not just this space, but with some other ones as well.
The executive director of Downtown Main Street says these spaces have all of the potential to be successful. He says it may be just the new space itself.
Right now it's just very raw space, and anytime you're showing a raw space to a possible tenant, it can be difficult for those tenants to envision that, basically that, okay, this can be built out or this can be finished, or just what does the finished product look like.
While both Weiss and Matcom see the unfinished look as potential, everyone agrees it will take the right tenants to come and see the benefits. Now, Access Commercial Real Estate also says the prices for leasing these 2 spaces have dropped from $12 a square foot to $6. They're also saying they're willing to negotiate things like free rent or help with the buildup of the raw space to make it more appealing to tenants.
Thank you, Pauline. If everything works out, the real estate company says Grand River Station should have its first commercial tenants by the end of the year.